Hey y'all, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we at Catharsis year-round hear a lot of sexual assault awareness myths, and we wanted to share some actual sexual assault awareness facts. Myth: rape is just sex. Fact: sexual assault is about violence. It's about power and control, and that power and control being taken away from one person. If we buy into this idea that sexual assault is just sex, we're buying into the perpetrator's narrative, not the survivors. Myth: dressing provocatively, behaving provocatively, and drinking a lot means that you're asking for it. Fact: when I go to a bar and ask for a drink, I'm asking for a drink. None of those things are consenting to anything more than just those things. There is no article of clothing that is going to turn someone into a rapist. There are people who are raped wearing any number of different things. Showing off a little skin is nothing more than just showing off some skin. Myth: a lot of people just lie about being raped or file false reports. Fact: it's actually only a small percentage of reports that are found to be false. We have this idea that a lot of people lie about it because we hear about that a lot more. Because people think maybe they just want attention. But stop and think about it. What kind of attention do survivors of sexual assault actually get? And then people think maybe it's just for revenge. Stop and think about it. Have you ever been mad at someone? Okay. Wanted to get revenge on that person? So you accuse them of a felony crime, right? Of course not. We don't do that. Myth: men can't be victims of sexual assault. Fact: 1.5% of all men have been raped. 47% of bisexual men have experienced some form of unwanted sexual contact in their lifetime. I know that we often see more representations of female victimization, but that doesn't mean that men haven't been victimized. Myth: rape takes place in dark alleys, the bushes, or white windowless vans. Fact: the majority of this crime takes place between two people who know each other in a setting that's familiar to one or both of them. The majority of the time, the perpetrator is a friend, a coworker, a classmate, an acquaintance, a partner. This crime can happen in marriages, in long-term relationships, in any gender dynamic, in any sexual orientation. It's about power and control. Myth: if someone didn't fight back during the sexual assault, maybe they wanted it. Fact: no, they didn't. We often think of the fight or flight response to a traumatic experience, but we tend to forget the third F, freeze, otherwise known as tonic immobility. It's just survival mode. Our bodies don't always fight or run away. Sometimes they just want to survive the situation. None is more valid than any other one. It's just what our body does. Myth: being sexually assaulted by someone of the same gender identity makes a person gay or lesbian or bisexual. Fact: no, it don't. The only thing that would make you anything other than what you are right now is you deciding that you're something other than what you are right now. Myth: there is nothing we can do to prevent sexual violence from happening. Fact: oh yes, there is. 1, we make sure that consent is part of every normal sexual encounter that we engage in. Verbal, active, ongoing consent. If we make that the norm, people who don't care about consent are going to stand out. Number 2, support survivors, no matter their gender, no matter their sexual orientation, no matter their race, their class, their religion, whatever. They all are deserving of our support. And number 3, we become upstanders. Instead of standing by and allowing this crime to perpetrate in all of the communities that we're a part of, we do something to prevent it. Whether that be calling it out, whether that be distracting from the situation, or whether that just simply be walking up and saying, I don't like what's going on here. Let's do something to stop it. That's how we can do something to prevent this crime from happening. So go on, do something.